Welcome back to the 13th episode of a close combat Meuse mod for TLD playthrough with the Germans in the Grand Campaign on Elite difficulty. And this time around we are once again in Pouillon, or however you say that. Now we are fighting with the 4th Aufklarer Battalion, which is basically a scout regiment from the 1st Panzer Division. We already won on this map. And, well, we moved on from here. Now the French moved back in here, so we have to fight them again with our second wave. Which is fine, I guess. They only have a infantry regiment up against us. There's no armor this time. But I will say, I really like the maps in this game, but I don't like this map. I don't know what it feels like. This area is kinda what the hell-y and just nah, it's just this map I'm not a big fan. Maybe it's accurate to the area in which it is set, I don't know. But I just don't like it that much, to be honest. Like I really like the mod though, so you know, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm hating the mod over this one map, but yeah, wouldn't mind not playing on this map any more than this last battle here, hopefully. So anyway, we're up against a infantry regiment, and there's a lot of forest and such, so they can hide their anti-tank guns in there. So I kind of want to see what we have in regards to infantry, because I might not want to come so heavy in with... let's see what we have in regards to armor, in fact, first. We have this, which has an MG. If they have anti-tank guns though, we're gonna need like better stuff than MGs to be able to take that on frontally with their armor. So these three are out of the window. That leaves this and that. So let's see, we have 4 of this and we have 2 of this. So we have 6 half-tracks here. Or armored cars, light scout car, that has a 2cm gun. So I'm thinking, I mean, I can set this up however I want, right? So, but if I set up myself with a lot of armor, then I'm obviously going to be giving the, well, maybe not obviously, but in my mind, then I should also be giving the enemy a good chance to fight that off. It wouldn't be fair if I just rolled in 10 tanks and just gave the enemy infantry without any means of anti-tank. That would just be a little bit of a silly walk in the park, in my mind anyway. When I'm playing through this for YouTube. So what I'm going to see here is what kind of infantry we have that might seem sensible to bring in. Those are too few. Let's see. Oh, we have a mortar half-track as well. I might want to bring that in, who knows. Infantry, Geschütz, infantry gun, anti-tank gun, we can't really be using them. But we got engineers here. We got 5 guys, 4 riflemen, and a guy with a pistol. So that's not ideal necessarily. Then we have the Truppführer, a couple of submachine guns, a couple of rifles. These guys have 3 submachine guns, 1 MG30, which is an interesting... I've never actually seen or heard of this weapon before, so... That's quite interesting. But yeah, let's see. I mean, many of these have a lot of submachine guns, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer more rifles and such. But we're going to just set up with a few of these infantry teams, I think. We're not going to go that hard with the mechanized. I just don't like it on this map. We're going to go heavy on infantry here. So we'll put in a Truppführer, and we'll pair them up with, well, maybe some of these engineers, like say 4 engineer teams, and try to not lose too many of them. Then another Truppführer in the 2nd platoon. We can probably have these heavy Aufklärungstruppen. Or Schweres Aufklärung-Trupp, which is heavy scout or recon troop. Couple of those, why not? And what else did we have here? These worth a damn? No. These? Possibly 5 men, only 4 actual weapons that aren't pistols though. I don't know. I think we'll go with these Nebel Pioneer dudes, I mean, they have this Nebelbomber, which is a basically smoke hand grenade plus. I kind of want to see this in effect. So that'll be it for that, and we're gonna have some mechanized with us here, but not a whole lot. Let's see, these guys have an MG34, these guys have an anti-tank rifle and MG34, so maybe that's best for this, actually. Might be able to go through an anti-tank shield or something. But I generally don't want to be bringing in too many of these. But let's maybe go with 2 of these 2 cm scout cars here. The 8 rad, 2 cm rad is basically a wheel, so 8 wheel. And I think maybe a MG34. And I would say maybe a half-track mortar. No, let's do it this way. Let's see. Half-track mortar team. They probably have a lot of mortar rounds on them, actually. So we'll have the support team here consist of mechanized, and the other will be infantry. That should be fine, I'm assuming. And maybe, actually, I would like these to be replaced with MG34 teams. I think so, actually. Yeah, these guys can kind of fan through the forest section, and these guys here can fan through the western section. I think. I'm starting to formulate the plan in my head. But either way, let's set up the enemy to have some stuff to fight us with. It's actually going to be very tough to take on the anti-tank guns, except if we can hit them with mortars, so there is that. And I think we had a mortar like barrage available here as well. We're going to take in these guys, mine sapper dudes. Quite a few men in these units, but that's fine. We'll also have second platoon here, consists of infantry. And I'm thinking we'll go with a couple of these. And a couple of heavy machine gun teams. Then the last troop here. Let's get one more command team in. And also a couple of 25mm anti-tank guns. A 47mm anti-tank gun, and a 75mm anti-infantry gun. Actually, let's make it, let's do it like this. 2 25mm, 2 47mm, and 1 75. Actually, let's give them a anti-tank rifle team as well, maybe. In fact, maybe 2 of those. Yeah, like, okay, yeah. Yeah, and then we have 25mm anti-tank guns, and we give them the 75mm anti-infantry guns, which will certainly still hurt our half-tracks, but will also hurt our infantry pretty drastically. So I think this is a fair setup. Yeah, I think this is pretty fair, I would say. Might be a little bit unfair, but I mean, you can't completely balance it, right? Anyway, we're gonna enable the trees. I'm gonna have the mortar half-tracks just kind of sit back and chill on the road here. The other one would be this one, hidden underneath the tree here. Just gonna keep them on the back burner. 46 rounds each, that's pretty decent. Then we have these motorized engineers. We're gonna have them move in on the east side of the railroad and the forest, together with the command team. Then we're gonna have the MG34. Well, we'll see. First off, we'll run maybe 2 of them into here. We'll have these Nebel dudes sneak over into the bushes here. And alright, we have another command team, but we'll just have that go in on. Right, what kind of weapons do these guys have again? Actually, if we can take one of these command teams and have them in here with the Nebel dudes, that could be good. Then we're gonna have this 2 centimeter rod thing. Just kind of, we'll have 2 of them here, just kind of sitting on the back burner, ready to move across in on the road here. If that makes sense. Hopefully not get completely destroyed by some anti-tank gun immediately. We'll see. So we'll just kind of line them up here. They reach out a little bit, which also means they can be reached, but whatever. We're gonna take this commando half track here. We're gonna move it down here. Just set it up on the field and have it cover from the middle of the field with machine gun. The infantry crossing over here. That's the plan anyway. And then these guys over here, we'll start them off on defend, I think. Then we can move them in a bit. And there's these guys also, which we want down here. So we have 5 infantry teams here, moving in, 4 engineers, pioneers, and the command team. So, I think we have a plan. Let's begin. And straight off, we are seeing nothing. Wait, we are seeing something. Okay, I think we need to move our infantry in a little bit. Try to locate some enemies. There we go, there's some enemies. Okay, well the mortar half-tracks are firing at this, at least. And they may continue to do so. Okay, we'll move these guys maybe slightly forward to hopefully get some shots on this. And we'll be a little bit careful with the infantry here until we can fight these guys off. And there we go. Maybe we let off on the mortar strikes. Kind of want to use it more on enemy anti-tank guns if possible, if we can locate those. Although there's seemingly a... there we go. Yeah, so that's the one heavy machine gun team is down. This thing is now set up on the defend mode. We have the MG teams here gonna defend from the back. Actually, before we get to that, let's secure this victory location fully. There we are. Then we set up here. We have the mortar strike, mortar barrage now available. So that is pretty decent. The less casualties we take, obviously the better, so we can maintain our force coherence as we move through here. And as soon as these MGs are set up, then we can start moving the infantry in. And we will just run straight across here and see what we can see. Once these guys are across, we can move in the MG teams as well. And I'm very reluctant to be moving in my armored stuff, because I don't want them to be blasted to pieces by enemy anti-tank guns. And we are not really doing a whole lot of damage to these guys, so it looks like we can cross there all nice and free. So maybe, let's see, it's they're in like a little bit of a divot here, which isn't necessarily an issue, but it could be. Okay, I think we're just gonna stop firing the mortars now, save them. We've done some damage here. There's seemingly 2 teams in the area. Let's just get these guys kicked in and defend here. Move in the MG teams, and we'll do so here initially and see what comes of that. And let's see, we're seeing something here. That's regular infantry. Okay, I'll move this thing in here and try to take on this infantry, as I'm not too concerned about losing this. We can actually just kind of drive past here, see if that draws any anti-tank fire. I'd rather lose this guy with a machine gun than the half-tracks that have basically 2 centimeter guns. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a drive-by shooting here, crossing the railroad, and get this thing into the forest to support the infantry. Seemingly some sort of an anti-tank gun has opened fire at us, and I can see where one is. So we just need to keep up the movements here, and let's just start throwing mortars in this general area. There's a lot of infantry here as well, so let's go with the barrage also. And I think we got, yeah, we did get one of the anti-tank guns. That's very nice, so we can hold the fire with these now. Alright, so we're able to bait that one, and the mortar barrage is doing damage to further enemy infantry in the area. So it's not a complete waste, you could certainly say. Now, I'm gonna move this MG team just over here, while this covers. And once that's in position, we can start moving other things then. So, let's just get these guys defending here. They seem to be doing fine with that. And that seemed to be the only anti-tank gun actually firing at us, so let's move our various things in a little bit though. Just kinda keep up with the front and where it's at. Kick these guys into the fend, covering towards the east here, wait for them to set up the gun. And I think we can just move these guys over here immediately. Then we can move these guys that have submachine guns, I think, just over in this direction. And then over to this, well, let's say here first. A lot of shots going out in the general area here, but I kinda wanna see how these things work. So we're just gonna figure that out. That was a stupid place to throw them. I just wanted to see what I could expect, because I have no idea what these Nebelbomber things are. Never used them before. Anyway, we're gonna get these guys a little bit further down here, and we are going to keep advancing. Let's try to claim this building here. And as soon as we finish off this infantry over here, then we will... Oh, that's the anti-tank rifle team, actually. And I think we finished them, so we can now take this infantry and start fanning through this forest here and trying to smoke out enemy infantry in the area. If we do encounter anything, we can move the half-track up to support them. So here we go, get these guys defending from here, that should be fine. I don't want to be too cocky with these 2 centimeter half-tracks, but we'll see what happens. MG34 set up here. Move this MG34 team over here. And to put some more pressure on the enemy in this area, they might come to try to counterattack this. We will take this victory location. And I'm not a big fan of... there we go, we have an anti-tank gun again. Actually, an anti-infantry. I need to stop the infantry from moving any further, I think, but... no, we're probably fine, I guess. If we can hit that with the mortar, we're golden. So let's hope we can make that happen. Right, okay. This MG team is starting to become effective over here. Now, as I was saying, I'm not a big fan of SMG guns. No, SMGs in the close combat games. I mean, they're good if you're in a city engagement, but the thing is, my main gripe with them is that they run out of ammo so damn fast. You know, they can't really sustain a prolonged engagement, because the ammo just goes, and unless you're really up close, they're not really that much more deadly than, say, just a rifle. And in fact, if the enemy is far away, they are a lot less deadly than a rifle. Okay, so it looks like from here-ish we're being shot at, so let's just pump some 2 centimeter rounds into the general area. And, okay, we're gonna push these guys up here and clear this house and take it, move our MG teams into it. And I don't want to move these any further, just in case the enemy throws some grenades at us or some stupid shit like this. Let's see if we can't get in here. We're taking some casualties moving in, but that should be fine. Did we take fire from an anti-tank gun? There's another one over there. So, let's see. That's not gonna happen. Fair enough. Did we hit something there with that mortar stuff? Not really. Oh shit. Okay, I think we're just gonna try to move this into the forest here and hope for the best. Or across the railroad. Because it seemingly was taking fire from something. That was just a gun crew. Shit, we're taking fire from some serious stuff over here. Could it be the, this, maybe? I'm not sure. Could be just a rifle grenade, actually. Okay, we're gonna fall back if we can. Right, let's get the MG set up here. Fucking hell, hope we can get back with these guys. Okay, we've hit a 25mm gun somewhere. Oh, they have another thing right here. Have they moved that? What's... Okay, it seems like a lot of the anti-tank stuff is focused in the forest though. Okay, so we're then gonna actually break left with this. And get over to the field here and cross in this area, I think. We can maybe do the same with this. Hopefully it doesn't get them killed, but... I'll just keep this guy in the forest. Let's try not to go too far with it. We're almost out of mortar ammo, unfortunately. But we have 3 infantry units in here, so they should be able to cause some damage to the enemy. Fuck, we're taking some serious damage here, actually, from these damn anti-tank guns. No, just keep shooting. The fire angle shell thing is kicking in a little bit too soon, if you ask me. Okay, we're gonna try to overrun these anti-tank guns and anti-infantry guns from multiple angles here with infantry. Something has surrendered, I'm not sure 100% what. We're gonna try to get in here and get on this. Probably want one team over here fighting the enemy in the immediate vicinity. So we're gonna stop with the mortar strikes here, and we're going to move in the infantry. Maybe also this thing a little bit. Now we should be able to cross over here. We cannot, but we can maybe go here then and cross over the hedge. Can I get into this garden over here? Let's see. This has been destroyed. We've actually accidentally hit that with mortars, so that's nice. And we need to keep throwing mortars over here. So we're doing some good damage to this thing, but we need to push up on it and get side shots so we're not just dealing with its gun shield the entire time. And if that goes down, then we can move this thing up here to support this infantry shooting across the road. And okay, they've surrendered, that's good. So let's just get our infantry in position to support the further advance here. I'm just going to make sure that we got everything moving. Alright, so we just kind of get past the road here and surround this infantry that's in this forested area. Just get a lot of stuff up in the face, basically. Okay, this thing can support on that, so I'm just going to let it. And apparently we can't cross the hedges with these guys. So moving in here at all was really fucking stupid, and we just took casualties for no good reason for that. Either way, we can move these guys in here, and I'm pretty sure we're safe to move into this building here as well. We should be anyway. So, these guys, they need to go down. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, just kind of keep fanning through here. If we can get these guys into this building, we'll have 2 infantry troops overrunning these guys quickly. And we'll keep pushing towards this anti-tank gun here. We'll get one team engaging it from the forest, and one from inside the building. There's another anti-tank gun over here. It has immobilized this thing. That is terrible. Actually, we are going to change our priorities and get infantry over here. How many anti-tank guns did I give them? I'm a little bit confused here, but let's get these guys over here, and then we can get this infantry in here to take on that anti-tank gun that is in this entrenched position here. Let's see if we can't get these MGs to be effective. Can't see currently, they say. That's not ideal. Maybe we move them a little bit in this building. Okay, we're taking some casualties moving in here, but we should be able to get in the face of this damn anti-tank gun or whatever the hell it is. So let's see, there it is. Okay, so we got infantry coming in from both sides. They can only shoot one way at a time, so we'll overrun them from the way they're not shooting, I think. Kick these guys in on... I can't do the drag thing. Just kick these guys in on the fence. And I get up close with these guys. Let's get grenades going and fuck them up. There we go, the gun is down. Just gonna make sure that we fuck them up good. They surrendered, okay, very nice. Then we move in here. Looks like they've actually moved that thing out of there. Let's just switch the mortars over here, I suppose. We now have these guys in defense here, I mean, so that's good. And we're going to move several of our infantry troops just up to the railroad and hopefully have it be effective from there. Unfortunately, we lost this one. Not sure where they moved that gun. Is that this gun? How the fuck is it moved that far? Do they move really quickly or something? Anyway, the MG team is, I don't know, they're not setting up the MG anywhere near where it's going to be useful or something. We just can't see. And that's actually quite annoying. But I think we're good to just roll these guys in here now and kind of just finish the enemy with it. They should not have much left in the realms of anti-tank stuff right now. Let's see. Is this all? There's 3 infantry groups going this way. This group has been very damaged. Now we have 2 groups here, so that's all of them. Yes, indeed. Actually, we need this victory location as well. So we just wait for these guys. They will be our MVPs in the finalizing stages of this battle. No, just use the last shot, it's fine. Actually, we can move these guys in as well now. They're out of the mortar ammo, and we might as well get them to be useful. Did some damage. I hope we're not losing them or anything. And honestly, we should probably get this MG team to call the fuck out of her. But if we even attempt to do that, that's gonna be not good for them. Because it's gonna be more susceptible to be shot if we do that. And so, yeah, let's just not do that. We just need to get them support ASAP. Right, so we'll face these guys on the side here, shoot down the trench, and that should really mess them up. Okay, that's the heavy MG team taken out there. Move this guy maybe over just to the Victor location. This guy can overlook towards the fortress, and these guys have enough men still in the group to be able to take a few casualties and not be stricken from the... So these guys will not be removed from the reserves. These guys will have to take more casualties. These guys can take a bit more. These guys, which are where? Okay, they're good. They won't be removed. So yeah, the only thing that is 100% going to be removed is, as far as I know, the destroyed commando or command half-track. Potentially these are going to be removed as well, as combat ineffective from taking so much damage in one way or another. And we're running into basically sapper, sir, which isn't the best to be running into with mechanized, so maybe we reverse actually. We should have probably done that sooner. Oh no, it worked out, okay. So it's all good. Probably, I'm not sure what the situation is on these. This thing is gone 100%. These things, we might be able to keep them if we're lucky. It just depends on how severe the damage is and how... I mean, we lost half the crew in this one and a quarter of the crew here. But the damage, I mean, they were still driving around, they were still shooting, they were still operating all the weaponry, so the damage I'm hoping wasn't too bad. Then we have the mortar half-tracks, which obviously we're keeping. These guys are fine, these guys are fine, 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 fine. So, we lost some men, but only this one half-track here, 100% confirmed destroyed. And these two things could go either way, I suppose. So, well, there's that. The enemy, however, I'm pretty sure we wiped out everything they had. So, yeah, like that's everything gone there. So let's have a quick look at the details. And we killed 37, incapacitated 37, and took 7 prisoners. Destroyed 3 guns, captured 1. 8 of our guys got killed, 10 incapacitated, and 1 of our vehicles destroyed. There's no counted damage, so I'm hoping that means the damage is not severe enough for us to lose the 2 centimeter guns. And honestly, losing the command vehicle, although it does suck, it does not suck as much as losing a half-track with a 2 centimeter. And so I would say this went pretty damn well, if I'm being honest. It could have gone worse for sure. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the episode, I would appreciate if you left a like on it, and maybe even, subscribed if you haven't already. Definitely going to be more content of this nature in the future, and other types of content too. So, yeah, that's that. But either way, you can catch me in the next one. Have a good one.